I'm just going to show you how to do some basic soldering, joining some wires together and soldering up a speaker for a Bluetooth speaker. So the tools we're going to use are wire strippers, side cutters for cutting the wire, safety glasses to protect our eyes from any solder that might flick off the wire and get us in the eye. We've got a stand for our soldering iron and our soldering iron, a damp cloth for cleaning our soldering iron, and solder. So this solder is made from 60% tin, 40% lead, and it's actually got a flux in the middle of it, or a resin. It's called resin cored solder. The purpose of the flux is to clean our wires so they have a clean surface for the solder to stick to. First thing, we'll put our safety glasses on. Wire stripper, select the correct size notch for the wire you're using. Another way to do it is just using your side cutters. Lightly just cut through the plastic that surrounds the wire and twist the ends. We don't want daggy wires hanging out like this. We want it to look nice and neat like that. Some safety tips with the soldering iron. This part from here to here is hot once you've plugged it in. Okay, this is going to melt our solder. So you can see the end of it is dirty, so our solder won't stick very well to that. So the damp cloth, keep it clean. You can see it's nice and shiny now. Yeah, get it set up in the stand. If we just put our wire on here and try to get the solder to melt on it, it won't work. So we need to put a bit on the end. Don't breathe in the fumes. Okay, we've got to pull the solder there. That helps with the heat transfer so that it'll distribute it through the wire quickly. Rest the wire on there. Okay, so we've pre-soldered or tinned our wire. Just do this end as well. Okay, so when you're going to join your wires, tin the end of each of them. Okay, the purpose of that is now we can put them together, put them on the soldering iron, lift them up, let the solder cool, and then we've got a good joint that won't pull apart. If you pull it and it pulls apart, do it again. It's not good enough. So the other way you can do it is, when you're joining your wires, you can put them together like so and twist so they're sort of joined together already. Don't breathe those fumes in, and then we're joined. Another good solder joint. So on our Bluetooth speaker, we're going to be soldering some wires for our speakers. You can see there's a positive this side and a negative symbol this side. So we get a red wire and the black wire already wired into this plug. The red wire is going to go to the positive and the black always goes to the negative. So we'll just do some pre-soldering on here. Don't put too much heat into this because you'll melt the speaker. Blob on there. Blob on there. Already pre-soldered these wires. Okay, because it's pre-soldered, I'll just heat it up and melt it all together. Just watch your wires on the soldering iron that you don't melt the plastic insulation from them, and it's that easy.